Okay, we're going to the end this time. It's going to be chapter 45 and 46, Terror at Bottle Creek by Watt Key. Chapter 45. The utility company restored power to the house that weekend. By Sunday morning, Dad and I had the landing mostly clear of debris and the RV parked near to where the bait shop used to be. The river was finally flowing at a normal level, but it was muddy and foamy and thick like chocolate milk. The yammering of chainsaws and the beeping of utility trucks rode the crisp fall air, and I knew those sounds would carry into the winter and through the spring. Liza came home Sunday afternoon. Her entire left leg was bandaged and braced. I knew the doctors had cut it and pinned it open to relieve the swelling. Then they'd sewn it back together. She'd keep the leg, but she'd always have a scar from her foot to her thigh. I helped her off the back seat while Mrs. Stovall held her crutches and Dad went to open the front door of the house. Francie stood behind us, watching. "Hey," Liza said to me. It was awkward seeing her. There was a lot I wanted to say, but I didn't know how or where to start. "How are you feeling?" I said. She gave me a weak smile. "Okay." "Catfish is home," Francie said. I got under Liza's arm and helped her stand. I heard her gasp and hesitated. "You okay?" "Yes," she said after a moment. "I'm okay." "Court said Catfish didn't get back until Wednesday," Francie said. "Go inside, Francie," Mrs. Stovall said. "Get the pillows off Liza's bed and put them on the sofa." Mrs. Stovall passed Liza the crutches and she steadied herself on them. Then we all helped her inside. Once she was settled onto the living room sofa, Dad and I left Mrs. Stovall to finish getting her comfortable. We walked down to the river bank without speaking. I followed him to a stack of salvaged lumber that we'd been denailing. It was hard to get the gruesome thought of Liza's leg operation out of my head. I could tell Dad was thinking about the same thing. He grabbed a hammer and shook his head. "She's lucky to still have it," he said. I made hamburgers for us in the RV that evening. After dinner, I walked uphill again. I found Liza alone in the living room, lying on the sofa watching television. "You need anything?" I asked her. "I'd like to get up for a little bit," she said. "Let's go on the porch." I helped her to the front door and onto the porch. We sat on the rough boards with our backs against the wall, looking over the landing and the river and the swamp beyond. "Dad's going to build a house," I told her. "The RV's just temporary." Mom told me about it. It might take a while. Neither of us said anything for a moment. "I don't want you to be scared of any of the stuff that happened," I said. "I'm not scared," she said. "Do you still want to move?" She looked at me and she shook her head. No, not if you're here." "I'm here," I said. "I'm not going anywhere. But all that out there was just a bunch of bad luck. It could never happen like that again in 100 years. "I'm not scared of that," she said. "I mean, it's hard not having a father around. It's scary in a different kind of way, especially in a place like this." "I know what you mean," I said. "It's like riding in a car without your seatbelt. I mean, you don't think you'll wreck, but you think about not having the seatbelt on. You feel it. I think Dad's going to be better for both of us now that Mom's gone. As long as you're here, I'm fine." I looked at her. "Yeah? You make me feel safe." "I do?" "Yeah, that's all I want." "That's all?" She nodded. "What if I asked you to the fall party?" She made that cute smile. "Ask me." "Do you want to go to the fall party?" "Of course I do. Why didn't you ask me last year?" "Well, I thought I had to go with Jason. All he did was talk to everybody but me the whole night." Something freed in my chest like sprung rubber bands. I looked at the ground and chuckled to myself. "Okay," I said. Liza grabbed my hand and squeezed it. I felt warm all over. "And you have to get your mom to take you to basketball practice, Court. You're too good to quit." "I didn't quit." "You know what I mean." "I don't think that's going to happen," I said, "but I've already been thinking about it, and I've got a plan. It's kind of crazy, but it might work." That night Dad slept on the sofa while I lay beneath him on the floor with Catfish beside me. "Dad," I said quietly. "Yes, son." "What do you think about what the bear did?" "What do you mean?" "Do you think he saved us?" "Maybe," he finally said. "Seen stranger things happen." It doesn't make sense. You having a hard time getting it out of your head? There's a lot in my head. I thought about what you said, about pulling back the curtain, about how it can get evil real fast. I never knew what you meant before. Yeah, that swamp's not any place man was meant to survive for long. Maybe that's why the Indians left Bottle Creek. Maybe. Maybe it happened to them, the same thing. Something sure run 'em off, didn't it? I could tell Dad was sleepy, but I had too much on my mind. I looked at the ceiling. Do you ever think Mom was right, that maybe we should move? Dad rolled over and looked at me. 'Cause of what happened in that hurricane? No, because maybe this isn't an easy place to live. What do you think? He said. I think you'll always want to be here. No, I mean, what do you think is the right thing to do? I turned back to him. I love this place, Dad, but I wish I was around other kids more. If I could just get to basketball practice or anything like that, it'd be enough. Dad said. I've thought about driving the Stovall's boat downriver and docking at Stimpson's. It'd only be about a mile to school from there. I'd have to watch the weather, but it'd be a way. Dad studied me. I mean, it'd be weird, but it'd be a way for me to do it, I said. I'll take you, he said, but you've got to work. Look, your mother ain't coming back. It don't appear she's going to be much help where she is either. Way I'm seeing it, we got one less mouth to feed, so I can spend a little less time on the river. I looked at the ceiling again and smiled to myself. You good with that? He said, and I heard the satisfaction in his tone. Yeah, I said, I'm good with that. Hey, Court. Yes, sir. I don't expect you to be a river guide like your old man. It ain't for everybody. You do what you want to do. You're not old. You heard me. I know. Thanks, Dad. As I lay there in the dark, it occurred to me just how much a few blurry pieces can ruin a picture. Now, with everything coming into focus, my image of life at the landing went from something I wanted to get away from to something I was proud of again. My heart swelled for the days ahead. Basketball with the guys in the gym, the fall party with Liza, dry October leaves drifting out of the trees into the river, gusty breezes sending patches of ripples across the calm black water of the swamp. Dad began to snore, and I imagined that I was still on the houseboat, sleeping in the bunk above him. I missed the soothing sounds of the frogs and the crickets. I missed the water against the pontoons, and I started to imagine how we could build a new house so that we didn't completely lose touch with the river at night. Something out of wood, maybe. A house with a screened sleeping porch. Dad, I whispered. He continued to snore. I wanted to tell him how good I felt about it all. I wanted to tell him he was right. The Delta was in my blood. It was my home, and there's something comforting about a place you've lived your entire life, as long as the people you love are with you. Take them away, and it's hard to figure out where you belong. I didn't know if I wanted to be a river guide, and it didn't matter that I didn't know. I had plenty of time to figure it out, and everybody I needed was sleeping around me, and they'd be there for me no matter what I did, what I decided. The end. I hope you enjoyed the book, and I will see you in August. Please let me know if you need anything. Bye.